Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your body doesn't move the way it used to. Climbing stairs feels harder, picking up groceries leaves your arms trembling, and even simple activities seem to require more effort. Now imagine that this doesn't have to be your reality. What if I told you that after 60, your muscles can not only stop shrinking but actually rebuild faster than you might think? And that the secret could be hiding in a single, powerful grain you can add to your meals today? In the next few minutes, we're going to uncover how age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, can be fought, how your body can regain strength, and how simple daily habits can transform your energy, balance, and independence. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll have actionable strategies that could change not just your muscle health, but the way you feel and move every single day. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about giving your body the tools to thrive in the years ahead. Sarcopenia is the progressive loss of skeletal muscle mass, strength, and function that occurs with aging, and it often accelerates after the age of 60. Beginning as early as our 30s, we can lose 3.5% of muscle mass per decade, but the rate increases later in life due to hormonal shifts, reduced physical activity, chronic low-grade inflammation, and decreased protein synthesis efficiency. Muscle fibers, especially fast-twitch fibers responsible for power and balance, shrink and decrease in number. At the same time, the body becomes less responsive to dietary protein, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, meaning older adults must consume higher quality protein to stimulate muscle repair. Sarcopenia is not just about appearance or strength. It directly impacts metabolic health, insulin sensitivity, immune function, and mobility. Reduced muscle mass increases the risk of falls, fractures, frailty, and loss of independence. It can also slow metabolism, making fat gain more likely, and worsening blood sugar control. However, sarcopenia is not inevitable. Strategic nutrition rich in essential amino acids, adequate vitamin D, anti-inflammatory foods, and consistent resistance training can significantly slow, halt, or even partially reverse muscle loss in older adults. Muscle is far more than a structure that helps you move. It is one of the body's most metabolically active organs. Healthy muscle tissue acts as a major site for glucose disposal, pulling sugar out of the bloodstream and storing it as glycogen. This improves insulin sensitivity and lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes, a condition that becomes more common with age. Muscle also plays a central role in regulating resting metabolic rate. The more lean muscle mass you maintain, the more calories your body burns at rest, helping prevent unwanted fat gain and metabolic slowdown. Beyond metabolism, muscle functions as an endocrine organ, releasing signaling molecules called myokines during contraction. These myokines communicate with the brain, liver, and immune system, reducing inflammation and supporting overall resilience. Strong muscles also protect joints, improve posture, enhance balance, and reduce fall risk, which is critical after age 60. Additionally, muscle serves as a reservoir of amino acids that the body can draw upon during illness or stress, supporting recovery and immune defense. When muscle declines, metabolic efficiency drops, inflammation rises, and physical independence can gradually erode. Maintaining muscle mass is therefore not just about strength, but about preserving systemic health and functional longevity. As we age, protein quality becomes far more important than simply the total amount consumed. The body's ability to convert dietary protein into new muscle declines over time, a process known as anabolic resistance. This means that older adults require not just more protein, but protein that contains a full spectrum of essential amino acids in sufficient amounts. High-quality protein provides all 9 essential amino acids that the body cannot produce on its own, particularly leucine, which acts as a critical trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Proteins lacking one or more essential amino acids limit the body's ability to effectively repair and rebuild muscle tissue. Digestibility also matters. Easily absorbed proteins allow amino acids to enter the bloodstream efficiently and stimulate muscle-building pathways. Animal-based proteins such as eggs, fish, and dairy are naturally complete, while certain plant sources like soy and quinoa can also meet these requirements. Timing plays a role as well, with research suggesting that distributing protein evenly across meals enhances muscle synthesis in older adults. Instead of consuming most protein at dinner, aiming for 25-30 grams per meal helps repeatedly activate muscle repair mechanisms throughout the day, counteracting age-related muscle decline more effectively. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid that plays a uniquely powerful role in stimulating muscle protein synthesis, especially in adults over 60. While all essential amino acids are necessary to build muscle, leucine functions as a metabolic trigger that activates a key cellular pathway known as mTOR, which signals muscle cells to begin repair and growth. Think of leucine as the ignition switch that turns on the muscle-building engine. Without adequate leucine, even if total protein intake is sufficient, the body may not efficiently initiate muscle repair. Aging muscle becomes less sensitive to smaller doses of amino acids, meaning older adults require a higher leucine threshold to activate this pathway. Research suggests that approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal may be necessary to optimally stimulate muscle protein synthesis in seniors. Foods rich in leucine include eggs, dairy, fish, poultry, soy, and certain high-protein grains. When consumed alongside resistance exercise, leucine amplifies the muscle-building response by enhancing cellular signaling and promoting greater amino acid uptake into muscle tissue. Ensuring adequate leucine intake at each meal helps counteract anabolic resistance and supports the maintenance and rebuilding of muscle mass with advancing age. Plant-based power refers to the ability of certain nutrient-dense plant foods, particularly ancient grains and legumes, to support muscle health while also delivering protective compounds that benefit the entire body. Unlike refined carbohydrates, whole plant foods provide a combination of protein, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and bioactive phytonutrients that work together to create an anabolic and anti-inflammatory environment. Some ancient grains contain surprisingly robust protein profiles, including meaningful amounts of essential amino acids that contribute to muscle repair. In addition to protein, these foods are rich in antioxidants, such as polyphenols, which help neutralize oxidative stress, a factor that accelerates muscle breakdown with aging. Chronic low-grade inflammation, common after 60, interferes with muscle protein synthesis and recovery, but plant compounds can help calm this inflammatory burden. The fiber in plant foods also nourishes beneficial gut bacteria, which produce short-chain fatty acids linked to improved metabolic function and better insulin sensitivity. Stable blood sugar supports muscle preservation by reducing hormonal signals that promote muscle loss. When plant-based proteins are strategically combined to ensure amino acid completeness, they can effectively support muscle maintenance while offering cardiovascular and metabolic advantages that extend beyond strength alone. Quinoa stands out among grains because it is a complete protein, meaning it naturally contains all 9 essential amino acids the body cannot produce on its own. This is especially important after age 60, when muscle cells become less responsive to protein intake and require higher quality amino acid profiles to stimulate repair. Unlike most grains that are low in lysine, quinoa provides a balanced amino acid composition, supporting efficient muscle protein synthesis. It also delivers a meaningful amount of leucine, the amino acid that activates the mTOR pathway, responsible for initiating muscle rebuilding. Beyond protein, quinoa is rich in magnesium, which supports muscle contraction and energy production, and iron, which enhances oxygen delivery to muscle tissue. Its fiber content improves gut microbiome health, indirectly influencing inflammation and metabolic stability, both critical factors in preventing muscle breakdown. Additionally, quinoa has a low glycemic impact compared to refined grains, helping maintain steady blood sugar levels that protect lean muscle mass. Because it is naturally gluten-free and highly digestible, it can be easily incorporated into meals, making it a practical and nutrient-dense option for supporting muscle preservation and rebuilding in older adults. The gut-muscle connection highlights how the health of your digestive system directly influences muscle mass, strength, and recovery, especially after age 60. Inside the gut lives a vast community of microorganisms known as the microbiome, which plays a central role in regulating inflammation, nutrient absorption, and metabolism. When the microbiome is balanced and diverse, beneficial bacteria ferment dietary fiber into short-chain fatty acids, such as butyrate. These compounds help reduce systemic inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support efficient energy use in muscle cells. Chronic inflammation, common in aging, accelerates muscle protein breakdown and interferes with muscle repair. A healthy gut environment helps counteract this process. The microbiome also assists in extracting amino acids, vitamins, and minerals from food, ensuring that muscle tissue receives the raw materials needed for rebuilding. Emerging research suggests that certain gut bacteria may even influence muscle strength by affecting mitochondrial function and energy production within muscle cells. Diets low in fiber and high in processed foods can disrupt microbial balance, increasing inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. By consuming fiber-rich whole foods such as legumes, vegetables, and ancient grains, older adults can nourish their gut bacteria, creating an internal environment that supports muscle preservation and resilience. Anti-inflammatory effects play a critical role in preserving muscle mass after age 60 because chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown. As we age, the body often enters a state sometimes referred to as inflammaging, where inflammatory markers remain mildly elevated over long periods. This persistent inflammation interferes with muscle protein synthesis and increases the activity of pathways that promote muscle degradation. Inflammatory cytokines can suppress the anabolic signaling needed for muscle repair, while activating catabolic processes that shrink muscle fibers. Over time, this imbalance contributes significantly to sarcopenia. Nutrition becomes a powerful tool in modulating this inflammatory burden. Foods rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients, such as colorful vegetables, berries, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and certain spices, help neutralize oxidative stress, which is closely linked to inflammation. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish and flax seeds also reduce inflammatory signaling and may enhance the muscle-building response to protein intake. Stable blood sugar levels further help control inflammation, as frequent glucose spikes can increase inflammatory activity. By consistently choosing anti-inflammatory foods, older adults create a biological environment that favors muscle repair over muscle loss, improving recovery, strength, and long-term metabolic health. Magnesium and iron are two essential minerals that play foundational roles in muscle performance and recovery, particularly after age 60. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, many of which directly affect muscle function. It helps regulate muscle contraction and relaxation by balancing calcium movement within muscle cells. Without adequate magnesium, muscles may cramp, fatigue quickly, or struggle to recover after activity. Magnesium also supports ATP production, the molecule that provides energy for muscle contractions. Low levels can reduce endurance and impair strength. Iron, on the other hand, is crucial for oxygen transport. It is a key component of hemoglobin in red blood cells, which carries oxygen from the lungs to working muscles. Oxygen is necessary for efficient energy production within muscle mitochondria. When iron levels are insufficient, muscles receive less oxygen, leading to fatigue, weakness, and reduced exercise capacity. This can discourage physical activity, further accelerating muscle loss. In older adults, nutrient absorption may decline, increasing the risk of suboptimal mineral levels. Consuming mineral-rich foods, such as leafy greens, legumes, seeds, whole grains, and lean proteins helps maintain proper muscle metabolism, energy production, and overall physical resilience. Insulin sensitivity plays a crucial role in preserving muscle mass and metabolic health, particularly after the age of 60. Insulin is a hormone that helps regulate blood sugar by signaling cells to absorb glucose for energy or storage. When muscle cells are insulin sensitive, they efficiently take up glucose, which provides the energy needed for daily activity and supports muscle repair and growth. Aging often brings reduced insulin sensitivity, sometimes called insulin resistance, which not only increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, but also negatively affects muscle preservation. When insulin signaling is impaired, the body struggles to deliver nutrients effectively to muscle tissue, slowing protein synthesis and recovery. High and fluctuating blood sugar levels can also promote inflammation, which further accelerates muscle breakdown. Stable blood sugar levels, supported by low glycemic, fiber-rich foods such as whole grains, legumes, vegetables, and certain fruits, help maintain insulin sensitivity and create a favorable environment for muscle maintenance. Combining proper nutrition with regular resistance exercise amplifies this effect, because exercise increases glucose uptake independently of insulin, enhancing both energy delivery and anabolic signaling. Maintaining insulin sensitivity ensures that muscles receive the fuel and nutrients needed to remain strong, functional, and metabolically active well into older adulthood. Resistance training combined with proper nutrition creates a powerful synergy for preserving and rebuilding muscle, especially after age 60. While diet provides the building blocks, amino acids, minerals, and energy, exercise sends the signal that muscle tissue is needed, stimulating repair and growth. Resistance exercises, which include body weight movements, weightlifting, or resistance band workouts, create mechanical stress on muscle fibers. This stress activates cellular pathways like mTOR, triggering protein synthesis and increasing muscle strength and size over time. Nutrition enhances this response by supplying essential amino acids, particularly leucine, which acts as a biochemical switch to further stimulate muscle-building processes. Without adequate protein and micronutrients, exercise alone is less effective at reversing age-related muscle loss. The timing of nutrition relative to workouts can also amplify results. Consuming protein-rich meals or snacks shortly after resistance exercise provides amino acids when muscles are most receptive to repair. Additionally, consistent resistance training improves bone density, balance, and insulin sensitivity, further supporting overall health and functional independence. For older adults, even moderate intensity sessions performed regularly, 2 to 3 times per week, can produce meaningful improvements in strength, endurance, and metabolic function, especially when paired with a diet designed to support muscle repair and growth. Consistency over time is the cornerstone of rebuilding and maintaining muscle after age 60 because the body responds gradually to both nutrition and exercise rather than overnight. Muscle protein synthesis occurs in cycles, and repeated, regular stimulation through high-quality protein intake and resistance exercise is required to produce measurable gains. Sporadic efforts, such as exercising only occasionally or consuming protein irregularly, are far less effective because the body does not receive consistent signals to prioritize muscle repair. Aging muscles also experience anabolic resistance, meaning they require more frequent and sufficient doses of protein and amino acids to trigger growth. This makes a steady routine even more critical. Daily habits, such as including complete protein sources at each meal, maintaining mineral and vitamin intake, and incorporating resistance movements multiple times per week, collectively create an environment where muscles can rebuild efficiently. Over time, these small, repeated actions compound, leading to improved strength, better balance, enhanced metabolic function, and reduced risk of falls or frailty. Even modest improvements in muscle mass can translate into significant gains in independence and quality of life. Patience and persistence are essential, as the body gradually adapts and reinforces the muscle tissue in response to consistent, well-supported efforts. In conclusion, rebuilding and preserving muscle after 60 is not just a dream. It is entirely achievable with the right combination of nutrition, lifestyle, and consistency. Incorporating nutrient-dense foods like quinoa and other high-quality protein sources, supporting your body with essential minerals, maintaining stable blood sugar, and pairing these habits with regular resistance exercise creates a powerful system for fighting sarcopenia. Your muscles are responsive, resilient, and capable of growth, even later in life, and every meal, every movement, and every small choice contributes to your strength, independence, and overall vitality. Good luck on your journey to stronger, healthier muscles and a more vibrant life. Remember, it's never too late to start, and every positive step counts. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your health and for being committed to a future full of strength, energy, and well-being.